Hello everyone, how are you? Okay, so today I thought we'd study the Villa Lobos Etude No. 2, at least like about half of it, because there's some really good arpeggio studies in that. And if you've ever seen that film Crossroads, or you're familiar with the whole Steve Vai, Eugene's trick bag thing, you'll recognise like the first half of the Eugene's trick bag is based on this etude, but it's just really good for arpeggio studies, and you know, like a few position shifts, and also even like for improvisation, like with arpeggios as well, because it once you actually get into it, you'll see that there's a lot more potential there than what Villa Lobos actually wrote in the first place. So from an improvisation point of view, it will help you unlock the fretboard and help you sort of start linking different sort of chord shapes and patterns together, and it'll also help with things like articulation, like getting like the weightings on your playing more even. And it basically, like if you just start doing this sort of thing, like like every day as part of your practice, then not only will your practice become fun, but you'll become a much better player, and it'll work this a lot more. It'll work your ear, and get the coordination between your ear and your hands as well. Okay, so it opens with now when the classical guitarists play, they use the open A string, but the way I'm playing it, and it helps if you've got like a shorter scale guitar. So today I'm using this PRS, which is like it's about 25 inches. Strats are 25 and a half, so they're a bit longer. Strats are, Les Paul's Gibson scale, they're a bit shorter as well. So it helps if you've got like a shorter scale guitar. If you've got longer fingers, you're going to have an advantage. I don't know. I mean, like if you've got like short, stubby fingers, I don't know how you're going to get on with that, but I'm sure we can find some workarounds there. So let's get into it. So first of all, so it starts on this A arpeggio. Now, if you know this shape, if you got that, and then we play the octave here. And then we're going to go. So what we're doing there. So that's just an octave. So that's like basically that's like a D shape, but it's here. And that note is A. It has to be A because that's B, yeah. And that's like the C chord pattern, but played up here. I mean, you may have seen that, like when you got your tutorials on your sweep picking and whatnot. But this is next level stuff, I mean, whenever you see tutorials on sweep picking, you go, yeah, I could do better than that. Once you got this stuff down, I mean. Also, like if you get next level again, then maybe you can use your fingers. Like doing like the proper PIMA notation. It's up to you. But for today, we'll use the pick, and we got. So we close on that. And then so going from that E to that A. I mean, you could go from there. It's a bit bunched though, that's the problem. It's a bit of a stretch. And try and get the weighting on the speed to be even as well. then sort of try accenting different parts of the arpeggio as well. And then what we're going to do, now we could, it then resolves to B, but like a, if you can do that. It's a bit tricky to get that one. And then we're going to drop down to B flat. We're going to play a diminished pattern. Play it again. And then back to B. Now we could play that. We could play that. We could play that. Or we could just carry on playing diminished patterns. See, the diminished pattern, it's always like, it's always in minor third, but moves up to flat 5. And then slide down. Yeah? So we're going back to the B. And then we play the A again, but we play a variation on it this time. So we play that again. And then we play A minor. Now you know A minor. That's a bit more tricky to get because it makes you think. You have to, when you're in that A, you've got to drop out of that and go into A minor. See, that's a D minor shape. We just played here. So it's E to C natural instead of C sharp. So it's just really dramatic when you go from A major. Yeah? And then we start doing, this is where I sort of break away from how it's written, because then you can start going into other diminished patterns. Yeah? If we're going back to that pattern from here. So you can play that if you're on like the A string and you want to play a diminished pattern. you can always just do that. Now don't worry about mistakes, at this point anyway. And if you're making a mistake, own your mistake. Don't sort of like brush it under the carpet, because there'll be a you want to be fine. There's normally a logical reason why you're making that mistake. That was a bit too rushed. You see, when you get to those high strings, there's a temptation to want to rush it and sweep it, rather than just play it smoothly and evenly. Yeah, and that is just like a really good warm-up exercise for you, because you'll start seeing more patterns that you can include in it as you start to break out of that basic etude, and even try it in some different keys as well. I mean, like we're starting in A, but how about if we play it in G? It's a little bit harder because like the stretch is going to be a bit longer, but. Yeah, or in F. Or even like if we try extending the arpeggio as well. Because I know that we're starting on F. Well, not the frets actually, but it would be here, 25th fret, if you had a 25th fret. Yeah. So you start to think a bit more logically about what you're doing, and then when you're faced with, say, something like that Yngwie Arpeggios from Hell, as he calls it, it's not as terrifying as he first makes it out. If you're actually doing some study, I mean, it's like any sort of physical activity, matron. You need to get yourself in shape first of all. Say with the sports and stuff. You find that the runners they're always like trying to get the timings down, and the swimmers they'll be doing like endurance swimming and things like that, and you quite often you go down the gym just to build your muscles up and what have you. You're doing an exam, unless you're like a seasoned professional, and even then you're still going to need to revise for it. So it just helps if you've got things like this under your belt, and of course these things are like this more than 100 years old now, 150 years, don't know, something like that. Sort of Bohemian Paris, whatever happened to like that sort of starving artist going over to Paris for become famous? Whatever happened to that? I'm starting to babble a bit now, but yeah. So I hope you got something out of that. I'm thinking of maybe sort of pigeonholing my videos into different topics now. So this It's being filmed on Tuesday. I'm uploading later today. It should be out later in the evening. So yeah, so Tuesdays are probably going to be like, it's like tutorials. I've got some more ideas coming up for the rest of the week. Yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment below if you've got any ideas for things. Got any comments, please comment below. Please consider subscribing as well, and I'll see you next time. Right, thanks for watching.